Welcome back, everybody, to Champions of the Fog. I'm your host, littlerugaard. Joining me again is Giltspire, and we've got another fantastic game on the menu for you guys today. We are on Wretched Shop with Purge versus Mirage, and I'm pretty excited. I get to see what happens before it happens because I get to see the roster. I get to see who's playing what, and it is a battle and slugfest of S tiers. In fact, it's a mirror. We have Nurse Blight and Blight Nurse coming up. It's gonna be nothing but murder. Survivors, are the survivors gonna get out? Can we expect a one-man escape? Gil, what do you think?
It's gonna be an interesting one, to say the least. I think, once again, I keep on harping on it whenever we see S tiers. It's like, if teams do not ban them in the early ban session, then it really just comes down to either you feel really confident of your team, whether that be survivor or killer alike.
I guess so. Either that, or you have a blight or a nurse that you know can pull out W's for you, and you're like, we don't want to ban them. We'll deal with the opposing side because we get to practice against our own, and we're really good at it. And we want to make sure that our best killers can thrive. I don't know. I don't know what these guys are smoking, but I'm here for it, and I'm excited. So we're going to be starting off with Nurse on Wretched Shop, and Purge will be killing us. Who's our killer? Do we know?
So our killer is K9 for Purge.
All right.
So they'll be coming out here with the Nurse on the Wretched Shop, and we did see a Nurse last game on Wretched Shop, and things, I don't know, they did not go well for them in comparison to what we thought.
Yeah,
they walked away with only a 2K.
That is very, very true. However, I'm not going to say that is... Yeah, that's not a very normal game for a Nurse. I think there were a lot of interesting factors that fed into that, between some really good jukes on the survivor part, and also I think the killer getting, like you said, frazzled a little bit and just not playing to their strengths like they normally. They were like, okay, they need a little bit of tunnel vision, a little bit of hair trigger. So I don't think that's normal for that to happen, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Again, it definitely depends on how good the nurse is, because there's a staunch difference between 100 hours nurse and 1,000 hours nurse. So we'll see what kind of nurse they are.
This is true, and we are going to see, as we speak, the Nurse is out on the prowl with their corrupt intervention up and ready to go. So only time will tell.
Is this that same, because the survivors I played with the last Nurse game also had a split gen on the corrupt. Yeah, this is the split corrupt, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like on this map especially, the spawn location really does lend itself to split corrupt interventions.
Yep, and we will just have to see how the survivors handle that. Again, not the best start for the Nurse, but we'll see how they handle it. And they do find a survivor. I believe this is Ace that they have their eyes on. However, have they held W? If they ran along, they have held W. And yeah, running around that main building is just frustrating because line of sight is such a pain.
Yeah, and we do see Nia go up here to the tractor. I'm going to guess a bounce landing. Sure enough, she pops it off, but Nurse does not care and gets the hit.
Nurse doesn't care at all. Fantastic read there from K9. And okay, Nia getting slapped down like their ham sandwich. Holy cow. All right. First down, you got about a minute left on Corrupt. And all right, let's see how they handle this. We haven't seen anything other than Corrupt from them, have we?
Well, we have seen a totem that is already lit, suggesting what I would assume to be Ruin. It would be surprising to see something like Devour Hope instead.
I mean, I would love to see Devour Hope personally. Also, what do you mean? You don't suspect Retribution on a Nurse? Come on, how dare you? Come on, you gotta get that line of sight reading value. Come on.
I mean, you do joke about that, but Retribution, no, Ed.
Oh yeah, give it to me. I am here for that. They keep. Oh, that's ruined. Yeah, you were right. Yep, that gen is regressing, and they seem to be proxying this hook a little bit here. They do get the unhook there. They weren't able to get the full distance on that blink because of the tractor. And Nia will be running away here. Are they going to stick to the Nia? Oh, they are. Nia, you better watch out. Nurse is coming for you. Oh, last minute borrowed. Okay, last second borrowed time, I would say. But I don't think Nurse cares. Yeah, look at those both charges back up. She's going to continue this chase, making sure there's no dead hard. And Nia is down again. Checking for the decisive. Nia, were you the decisive? No, you were not. I think they're going to tell this Nia out, and it's going to be a very rough game for these survivors now.
And
oh, that is blocked.
I was about to say, we do see Deadlock there right next to that totem. I'm surprised survivors have yet to look back there in that pocket, as that is a very common totem spawn.
You are right, and yeah, survivors are gonna have a little bit of an uphill battle again. Ooh, not quite able to get that second blink there. Yeah, they're gonna struggle a little bit because this nurse has definitely got a monumental amount of pressure, and yeah, Ruin is still up. They haven't really consolidated yet. I'm curious what their plan is. Why they haven't? Surprised why they haven't gotten Ruin, because yeah, like you said, that's a common spot, and especially we've seen a survivor in there twice now. They should have heard that.
Yeah, but maybe people just not pay attention to those noises. And we do see Kate there with the sprint burst, making some good distance there, avoiding Nurse's hits. But Nurse will get that one blink hit and will now go for the down, I think.
Yeah, might as well. They'll come eventually for the unhook there. You've done what you need to do, and another star is being taken up here. They might be able to get another. Oh, they're not going to commit to it? Interesting. Maybe that was the point. Maybe they were pretending to take the chase bait and then immediately going back to the Sneha. I mean, if the Sneha saved the decisive strike for the second one, well played. But again, like, if she took the borrowed time hit and got you down on the next hit anyway, I don't think decisive is going to save you all that much here.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I mean, Nurse, Blight, those type of killers just do not care for Decisive Strike, and a very quick 1-2 punch down on the ace. And surprised Nurse, I was about to say, hasn't used the basement yet, but sure enough, the Nurse will then put him down here, and we'll try and get some additional pressure as we do see the second gen pop off, and Deadlock once again locking down the gen over here.
Yep, and I don't know what the survivors are gonna be able to do here. Yeah, like you said, taking the basement hook there. This Nurse is just playing very precise. Like you said, 1-2 punches. You blink again, hit. You blink again, hit, down hook. It's wash, rinse, repeat. This Nurse is very methodical, and these survivors, I don't know if it's because they're struggling to mind game. I'm not really sure. I don't think their chases are bad. They're holding W. They're trying to go into areas where it's a dead zone for the Nurse. There's nothing over there for them to do. And the Nurse just doesn't seem to care. She's playing this very precisely. Yeah, she's going to force a second hook here, isn't she?
Yeah, it looks like Nurse is just going to sit here, take some time, you know, camp it out, light a fire, roast some marshmallows, and force ace the second stage.
Yep, I would say she's shaken, but Nurse floats. So I don't know what you call hover. Oh, there we go. We do see that totem finally going, but we see scratch marks. Wait, did she see scratch marks?
I think she did. And so this is going to be another chase that Nurse can jump right on into. Looking around at this tile here, but unable to identify where the survivor went. Maybe the survivor realized that the Nurse had got a bit of a glimpse of them, though we do see crows pop off there.
Yeah, so they did like, oh, she's spotted me, I'm out. Yeah, I think they're playing very, oh my goodness, does she have like a 4-gen back here? Oh, hello. Yeah, you have, oh no, I think she blinks down here. I don't think they get the unhook. Oh, they did.
Just barely, but now Nurse got a body block up the stairs. They might be able to get either the grab or the down, but not willing to give them the BT hit, and will see life on Ace, but it doesn't matter as he does go down.
My word, this Nurse is ruthless. Like, they hit the gen there over, I think that was in the shop, but oh, there's no decisive either for this Ace. Oh no, they're dead, and they've got Kate waiting in the basement. Unless there's an unbreakable play. Maybe Kate has deliverance, but was it a safe unhook? Was it enough time?
I think it would have been enough time. We do see Kate get back up, could be unbreakable, and it was not, as we do see the knee here, and they'll get hit.
That was super odd. You got pallet stunned, you got a hit. Like, where's the refunds? I feel mad right now. I never get hit through a pallet anymore. This Nurse just like, nah, he's out for breakfast. All right, wow. Look at this pressure that this Nurse is putting on this team here. They're all injured. They got a kill. There's 2 gens, but they're like, it looks like they have somewhat of a 4-gen in this corner. I think it was really smart to camp the Ace there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So really good heads-up plays here by the Nurse, and great play there by the Lori, getting out of dodge. And it looks like Nurse is going to drop the chase, and maybe he's trying to find the Nia instead so we can kill him off.
I would definitely pick up a Nia here. Also, I am incorrect. It is not a 3-gen. Yeah, that gen at the shop just got completed, so it is a 3-gen, not a 4-gen. So lucky for the survivors, but yeah, they still got a 3-gen to contend with here. They're not committing. They're definitely... Actually, that's fair. You can't commit too hard to a chase. If you don't get it done within the first hit, you have to immediately break off and go back and protect one of these gens.
Yeah, I think also, I think they're looking for the Nia. Like I said, Nia is on Deathhook, so I think they're just trying to get another survivor out of the game to try and, you know, lessen the pressure on them. The question is whether or not it's the right play.
If I was survivors, I would go, I don't care if the gens progress completely, I would go to the other side of the map and I would reset here. A reset against this setup on this nurse would be brutal because she can't, that's exactly what we see. 3 survivors at the same time healing up. Oh boy, yep, there's that reset. All right, now it's not quite so favorable for the nurse. I'm not saying that she's in a bad spot, but now if you commit anything, they just go to the other side, and I imagine this Lord, yeah, this Lord's gonna run back off again. This is a bit more rough because yeah, they don't have ruin now. They don't have anything to like regress the gens passively. They'd be very careful. I think the chase. Ooh, there is some scratch marks over there though. Let's see if the nurse is going to take the bait.
I also want to point out here, this is almost very reminiscent of the Father Campbell's Chapel match that we saw with Nurse, where they were 3 remaining, 1 dead on like 2 gens remaining, and the survivors just eked out value bit by bit and ended up with a lot of value in the long run. So I wonder if we're going to see a similar situation here.
Right, they managed to actually eke out 2 extra gens in that game, despite all the pressure that her nurse had. We've only seen 3 perks from this nurse. Do we think we're gonna have a no-ed here? We saw Ruin, we saw Deadlock, we saw Corrupt. Do you think the servers smell a no-ed incoming?
There is a potential for no-ed, absolutely. They do find the cape of that sprint burst does get away.
Oh, the sprint burst. You'll love to see it. It's almost as annoying as Dead Hard against the nurse when played properly.
Oh, 100%. It can be infuriating. We do see another survivor back here, and I think that may have been the Nia. I think that this nurse has just been waiting for this Nia to kill him off, and sure enough, I think she'll commit to this chase.
Right. Yeah, with that hit, Nia does not have nearly enough time to get away here. Yeah, you are right. They want this Nia dead. They vault. Ooh, good mind game there from Nia, blocking line of sight and not going for that vault. Where'd they go? Oh, they are going to a dead man zone. The question is 45 seconds enough for them to get this gen? Like, I don't think they have enough time to finish this gen, do they?
Only time will tell, and even if they do, I think the nurse is still in a really good spot here because if they complete the gen, they're going to alert the nurse of their last known location, and I think they could just end up with a 3K and get 3 hook states from the last survivor and call it a day.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad spot from those. Yeah, like you were right. There's that last gen popping. I think the Lord might have had adrenaline there and she's running off. Now, okay, so yeah, either of these survivors have not been hooked yet. Oh man, I'm surprised survivors were able to make a decent comeback like this. They had a rough start, and they have done a like I think that reset is what gave them a chance. If they did not reset that time, they're just dead. Wait. If she's not on that gen right now, or not the gen, if she's not on the exit gate right now, they're in trouble. She's on the exit gate, right? She wouldn't just take this chase and not be on the exit gate.
I think this was definitely bait by Delori to get away from that exit gate, so I'd be willing to bet that Kate is right there on it, opening it up, and maybe, I was going to say maybe we see a deliverance, but I guess not, as Kate said, I am out of here.
I don't know, did we see Delori do an unhook? I thought Kate was supposed to be unhooked. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you might be right, so either Deliverance was out or neither one of them had it.
I don't know, but 9 hook states, they don't get the bonus from hooking Lori as well. Yeah, they had the Deliverance, they did all the unhooking, so yeah, they didn't even have it. The side strike on them too. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say it was a loss for the nurse. 9 hook states, 3K, I would definitely take that any day of the week. But they didn't get that 4th survivor, so that is going to be a little bit of points they don't get to get there. But they had such a strong game. Like, I think you were right. Yeah, the Nia was just hidden so well most of the time that they couldn't get that survivor out. And then the reset happened, and then they weren't able to get back in time. 45 seconds was enough time to finish that gen. Or I should say, the chase lasted long enough for 45 seconds for that gen. So survivors did a really good job. I would not have expected them to have gotten anyone out in that game. The nurse had so much pressure so much of the time. I can't tell, like, was camping that person out in the basement the right play? Like, I'm I think it worked out in the end, but I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know if there's that much they could have done better here.
Yeah, I think realistically speaking, the only thing that they probably could have done better is maybe commit to one of the survivors when they had all 3 injured and just get another down. Whether that be on the Kate, whether that be on the Lori.
Right.
Whoever it might be as they were trying to search out for that Nia.
I guess they were just concerned because if you commit to that chase, I don't think they knew what their back gen progress was. So if that was an unknown for me, and we know how good comp players are, I might be hesitant because if you commit to them, you might end up with a 2K. I don't know. That's a lot of hindsight 2020. I don't know. That was really tough. Well played either way. Both sides did really, really well this match. We'll just have to see how the Blight turns out this next one, which is insane that we're gonna see 2 Blights and 2 Nurses this match.
Yeah, this is
a flex to see who's better here, I guess.
This is a mirror match. I want to point out though, we're gonna see a Blight from Mirage.
Oh yeah, on Gas 7.
Or sorry, not Mirage, from Purge on Gas 7, I believe.
Yeah, that is an interesting choice. Maybe they've got some cracked hug tech going on. Maybe they got some like, because tech. I just the collision is so inconsistent for the cars and everything else. I would be so scared to do it. But I guess if you just know what you're doing, I guess you can get away with it. I would be scared even for someone that's like a really high up Blight main to work with the Blight on that map. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't take the gamble on those cars, but who knows? Maybe they have someone we don't know. Maybe, I guess we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it'll be the last game we see Blight on there.
Yep, that is true. It'll be trial number 4 on the Gas 7. And before that, we have Blight now from Mirage against Purge's Survivor Team, and then a Nurse match Mirage on the Gas 7.
Did you just say Blight now?
Did I say Blight? Yeah,
No,
Blight right now. Blight right now.
No, I thought you said they're gonna be playing Blight now, like, you know, right now with another.
Oh no, no.
This?
I didn't do that one on purpose. I didn't do that one on purpose.
I was just like, he said Blight now. I'm like, I see that. All right, I see you. Anyway, yeah, on this map I think it's fine. You've got a lot of safe collision. Honestly, I think the tires are some of the safest collision in the game of Dead by Daylight. They seem very resilient for you not sliding off with them. So I'd feel safe playing on this one. There's not that many open cars you have to worry about. You got Shaq. Everything feels normal on this map, I guess you could say. And I think Blight would have been. I think Blight's a fine pick here. I think Nurse is the stronger pick on Gas 7, personally. Especially just because she's the only killer that does not care about what... Again, I know Haddonfield, like, hedges are annoying. The car walls on Gas 7 are atrocious. Like, who thought that was a good idea? That's so mean.
Yeah,
That's so mean.
just a little.
Yeah, and just Nurse is like, I don't care. I'm just gonna go right through there and hit you anyway. Whereas every other killer's like, I know you're there, and this server's like, so. Yeah, I think Nurse is a very strong pick on Gas 7. I think that is probably the most correct pick if you're gonna take any of the S tiers. Like, Spirit's okay, Blight's Nurse, just right. So, we'll see. Do we know who's going to be playing Killer right now? What Blight we're going to see?
Yeah, so we are going to be seeing Momo's Blight. I can't really say that I have seen Momo play all too often. I want to say maybe I witnessed one match from them. Other than that, like, I can't think off the top of my head who they were killing as at that point in time. So I think we're going to be in for a little treat. You know, hopefully we see some cracked Blight gameplay.
I would tend to agree. I know that since Blight hasn't had, I don't feel like Blight has had any significant changes since his FOB change for his collision and everything else, so they've got the time to practice them if they do. So I agree. I haven't seen Momo play Blight before. I don't think I've seen Momo play at all as a killer, so we'll have to see. I know there are a lot of cracked Blight mains out there, and they've just been getting better. Like a streamer that I keep tuning in, like, because they stream during the day when I work, and I was just like passively tune into them, is Lilith Omen. they don't even use like that strong of perks, and Blight's gross.
Oh yeah, no, Blight is
nasty
to say the
matter.
least.
Does not matter. Oh my word. The hug text and the mind games, like switching back, absolutely mind blowing what you can do with this killer. And that's it. Like I used to be a Blight main. I just don't care to relearn his collision over and over again. I got really burnt out with trying to learn his collision over and over again. So the people that stuck with it are heavily rewarded because this killer is still so strong. Okay, so actually, I had this come up in chat earlier this week, and I want to know what you think. They said that while Nurse has like a decent, really high skill cap, they said that the skill cap on Blight is higher, that the learning curve on Nurse is harder, and that you can technically get more out of Blight if you just practice more and more than practicing with Nurse over time.
I would tend to agree. I would tend to agree that like the learning curve on Nerfs is definitely steeper, and her ceiling as far as like power level is higher, but like there's definitely a lot more nuance to Blight than there is Nurse, because you need to know what you can bounce off of, what you're going to slide off of, what you can hug tech on. You know, there's so many little things that you need to pick up on Blight that with Nurse, you don't really have to focus in as much. It's more about the mind game and what you can do to counteract when survivors are going to be, you know, playing that game of ping pong, I like to call it. You know, you kind of close the gap bit by bit, and then finally you're going to get that hit. But eventually, you know, you're guaranteed to get hit 9 times out of 10 unless you maybe fall prey to a mind game.
That's fair. I guess the only thing that I was... Because I guess the arguments that I was thinking of when I heard that was, well, with Nurse, you also have, you know, flicking for the blinks and everything like that, like these precision things that you learn over time that are like a finesse thing that feel very similar to the way the Blight hug text, like it's a finesse aspect. But
oh yeah,
I don't know, because like I've played both, but I never played them to that caliber of play. Like, I could do the flicks back in the day with Blight. I could do a little bit of, like, you know, switching my aim at the last second with Nurse for some really precision blinks, but nothing the likes of people that, you know, have, like, 500, 1K hours in these killers. So, I don't know. I would even be curious on chat's perspective on this, even. On what they think about Nurse versus Blight skill cap and learning curve. Because, yeah, Blight definitely has, like, a lower learning curve. Just rush, hit. Because... obviously, blinks are far more precise to get down in the beginning, but so I will give it that the learning curve for Nurse definitely is the harder one. But the skill cap one, I'm kind of on the fence on. I get where you're coming from, like the learning the collision and the nuances are really there, but there's a lot of nuance. I don't know. It's
definitely an interesting conversation. I would tend to agree. Now, another conversation. Nice. Quick aside, I want to get your thoughts on something.
Okay, hit me.
Circle of Healing is getting a quote-unquote nerf. Do you think it even matters? They're moving it from 100% heal speed to 75% heal speed.
Okay, I guess what do you mean by does it matter? Are you saying, like, them attempting to nerf it, should they even try to nerf it? Or do you mean that does this nerf move the bar?
Does this nerf move the bar? Because I personally don't think so. Not
even remotely. This is still such an insane perk. If you wanted to make this perk reasonable, you'd have to go for like 30, 35, 40%. I don't think 75's gonna cut it. That's 20, like the difference between 25, like the 25% difference you're taking it down from does like what? Maybe a half a second of worth of healing difference?
Yeah.
You're still doing 6-second heals in the middle of a chase. I'm not even that. I was chasing someone down the other day, and they had, like, it was on Midwich. There was, like, at least 4 or 5 pallets in this area that they were able to work with, and there was a circle of healing in a place that I just could not get to. They healed in the amount of time that it took for me to get through all these pallets because they were just mind gaming properly. Like, what the crap?
Yep.
They didn't have, they didn't have a med kit. They were just doing it with the good old self. Like, no, 75 does nothing. I'll go this way. I am glad that they acknowledge that this perk is not okay.
Well,
but the steps they've done to do anything about it, I feel like, are ineffective, to put it politely.
Did they? Because they said that they don't believe boon totems are OP.
I don't inherently disagree with that, actually.
I think Circle of Healing is.
Circle of Healing is the boogeyman here.
Oh, I'd agree.
Pick Circle of Healing, then let's relook at how boons feel overall. If they're still seeing, you know, tons of play and they're still being booned all the time and you're still seeing just a ton of it, you might want to look at another mechanical nerf, like, you know, blocking. I've heard like a bunch of different ideas where there's like the number of times you can boon, the time, like a time like you can't boon for the next 2 minutes or something, or whatever. I prefer my fix, which is if survivors can reboon all the time, I feel like they should make it where Pentimento can be used indefinitely. If you can go and reboon something, why can't I reignite something over and over again? Why have I only got one chance to reignite behavior? Our killer's not good enough for you? Anyway, I'm fine.
But yeah,
I think
so
Pentimento should have infinite reignition, or infinite reignitions.
I could see that. I just think that it's definitely one of those things where it still needs a nerf just to the foundation of what boons are and not what boons do. I'd be fine with boon totem or boon circle of healing with 100% heal if when I get rid of it, it is either gone for a extended period of time or indefinitely.
That's fair. I think so. The issue is that I think behavior is like really hesitant to nerf the boon mechanic itself because Shadow Step and Exponential are super niche already. Like literally the only thing that people really take to get value out of is Circle of Healing. Unless you're doing some like, you know, Metal of Man Unbreakable Exponential build that's like, you know, some kind of like meme squad style, you're not going to really see much else of it if you're doing it inside map with Shadow Step maybe, but like Circle of Healing is just all around the good one.
Yeah,
so,
no doubt. Though I will say Exponential definitely changes the way killers play, because if you slug someone out and you're in a boon totem, I think you just have to admit the fact of, ooh, do they have Exponential? Should I just pick up, even if there are people around? Because there definitely have been times like that for me where it has changed the way I play in a similar way to Power Struggle, where I no longer walk through pallets.
No, that is entirely fair. We'll take a break. We'll come back to that, because we got a Blight game here. Pause the convo. I like where this is going, but I like where this Blight is going as well.
And he going fast.
Oh, he going zoomies. He's got the double speed add-ons.
Now, I don't know if that was the fire barrel. I don't know about you, but I always get tripped up by the fire barrels. But I could have sworn I heard someone run there for just a second.
I think I heard that too, honestly. That might have been something, but regardless, oh, the lorry! So smart jumping back in there. However, you know there's no window here. Oh, they're just leaving it entirely. Okay, that is fair. I was about to say, there's no window there. They hopped through the window. You know there's only one window spawn.
Yeah, I was about to say, definitely could have figured that out.
Spawns. Oh.
Don't even mention it. The hammer's like, wait, that's a great idea!
Oh, goodness. Oh, man. This Blight's actually kind of struggling to pick up a chase right off the bat. We saw them disengage with the lorry, but maybe they should have... I don't know if they should have stuck with the lorry or not. Also, there's no generator in the shop.
Yeah, which is a really big point to point out there. And Blake went back and checking for the lorry, but lorry nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I think as soon as lorry's like, hey, there's no gen here, guys. They're like, all right, well, shift of plan. The live person's not going to be there anymore. Is there a shack gen for the live person yet? I don't think so. Guilt, they need to find a survivor.
Yeah, they are struggling, and I think they're spending too much time here in the corrupt zone as we speak. You know, they are now over by the truck, and they do find what looks to be the ace. The question is whether or not they're going to be able to go for a hit, and instead, transfer over to Adam out of nowhere and do get the hit.
That was a very quick, skip out there. We heard the ace, we heard the gen going, and they're like, I hear ace. I don't care, I'm going for this Adam instead. Like, Adam's like, wait, what? I thought you were going for the ace.
Yeah, definitely imagine the comms there were a bit messy as Ace like, okay, he's on me, and then Adam's like, no, he's not.
As Adam takes a hit and runs away, it's like, what are you doing? All right, ooh, good double back. Will they be able to get a hit here? I don't know. Doubling back again.
Yeah,
Ace
Momo
leaving the top. No, it's not going to be.
Momo trying desperately to get that hit by using their environment to their advantage, but just not able to make it happen. And Ace will get to this pallet, but not in time before the hit.
Good attempt. A good attempt was made. Again, really good back and forth play, making sure that they were blocking line of sight constantly or putting a really weird obstacle in their path. And then, yeah, just as soon as they got to that pallet, just not quite there in the nick of time. So Blight does have his first hook. However, Krup's gone. That means that that's a deadlock. And that's their first hook. One gen down, Krupp is up. Oh, are they gonna kick this? Wait, is this pop?
This is indeed Pop Goes Weasel. We do see that unhook on the Ace right near the Blight, and trying to find where that unhooker was, but not seeing them, as we do see Lori creeping around there at Shack, and looks like
Lori.
Blight may have also taken note of that.
They're not going to go after the Ace. Okay, so they're not going to attempt to tunnel out Ace. Interesting. I wonder if that was a read on decisive, or maybe they're trying to get that, you know, that 3-point bonus for the hook states. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely think we see a few different strategies, and yeah, brilliant mind game right there. But we do see a few different strategies when it comes to how to manage your points. And we do see Mr. Dave go back down, and Blight not caring for Decisive Strike anymore, as we did see Ace on the generator.
Good pop on that generator. If they read the Pop Goes the Weasel and they deadlocked it, it is going to waste a little bit of time there. And Blight might have to go just do a chase instead and might forget about Pop altogether. Another generator, though. Wait, both gens are now blocked. Wait, that's not the gen that I thought that popped. Wait, they got 2 gens that are like over halfway done?
Yeah, and both are in a pretty good spot right now. I also want to mention that Deadlock does actually stop that gen at Hill from regressing, though this one here will get popped as well.
Wow. Wow. That was not what I was expecting there. Well, they're going to go for the unhook here, so Claudette coming in. I'm wondering who has the Decisive Strike. I'm guessing Claudette has Decisive and Deliverance based on like their obsession, and they're coming in, but I don't know. Yeah, I think you have to camp this out. I don't know. Like, you've got a 3-gen here. They're going to go for heal in the Lori. Oh, not quite able. You saw them struggling to move their mouse over again and again. They couldn't quite get the curve there, and Lori's going to get away. They're going to go after them? No, they're going to go for the Blight Rush here on the Atom. Ooh, good wiggle from the Atom. They're going to dodge it in the Shack. However, yeah, I think they might. Yeah, they were just waiting for the Ace to get a hook. They're going to go after this Ace here, I think. Yeah, they saw Ace working on the gen, not caring about Decisive, and I think Blight is also not going to care about Decisive.
And the question is whether or not they're going to be able to get the hit. These survivors doing a fantastic job of dodging these Blighted rushes, unfortunately falling prey to the mind games instead.
Yep. Blight has had some fantastic mind games, both the Lori and the Ace here. Dudes, there is not. This Ace is dead. However, I don't know if it's going to matter if those survivors just like stick to those gens. I don't know if Blight gets here in time to stop it. There's going to be at least one deadlock, right?
Yeah, at least one deadlock here, so I think it's best to just get this Pop Goes Weasel in, and they do get it. And at the end of the day, I think here the best case scenario is for them to get a 2K by camping out the next survivor that they hook, but it looks like they're going to opt to go to the Hill gen, as we do see it pop off.
Yeah, they do not get here in time. Ooh, they do see the Lori, though. Oh my goodness, that was such a good read on the Lori's part. Dude, these survivors are dodging these rushes like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing the Blight well, just trying to flicking their screen out, and basically Blight just not able to predict their movement in time, and just is not able to get these Blighted rushes.
Yeah, they're losing the 115 mind games, but they're winning the rushed mind games.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if it works, it works, and Lori dropping that pallet early, though, looping the Blight around that gen, which I thought would have the most progression, though maybe these survivors will surprise us with another generator already 99.
Maybe. It is a little bit close for these generators. Ooh, sliding off a little bit there. Lori's doing such a good job on these rushes, though. Yeah, these 2 gens are like about 40% of the way. I don't know what that 3rd gen is at, though. I might be worried about that if I was the Blight.
And we do see that bait there on the T-wall, but Blight not falling for it, and will whiff on the Lori.
Oh, that's brutal. I mean, they get the hit anyway pretty quickly. It doesn't matter too much, but yeah, they've been abandoned basically. They can't afford to leave this gen up for too long. Oh, we got an explosion. However, okay, I was about to say, if they didn't explode the gen right there, I think Kaleido was gonna finish it. That skill check was very good for the Blight.
Yeah, that there is 8 seconds off the generator for every missed skill check, and looks like Blight just can't leave this, and even on the strike kick here, that's 0.3% per second, so that's not going to regress at all too much if the Claude does jump back on it, so Blight realizing that and knowing he has to go for the Claude, at least pushing her off the gen for some time.
Right, and we see Adam getting a quick heal over there. Does he get the rush hit? He does, he realized that too. Is Claude the live player? No, Lori's here! Oh no, Lori's here. That actually could be really bad for them. Because if Lori goes down, this becomes a much closer game.
However, if she has adrenaline of any sort, or could it be no decisive strike, right?
Yeah, they haven't been hooked yet. That's just wasting more time. They're
okay.
They're forcing the pickup here. That's what they were doing. That's smart.
I wonder if maybe they might have adrenaline.
Oh my goodness, that would be such a giga brain play from the Survivor if they have adrenaline.
No, deliverance instead.
Interesting, so they really wanted to throw the ticket then. That's smart though, I get that. And yeah, they made sure the gen got finished. This Blight has quite a bit of work here. However, we don't see a haste status effect, so there's no ed.
And an unfortunate stun right there.
However, I don't. How much distance can you actually get away from here? All the pallets are gone. Oh, is that dead hard? Oh, that was a good read from the Blight, not going for the swing there. Good job.
Yeah, no, great job from the Claudette on the dead hard, but amazing job from the Blight in actually predicting that movement and not going for the swing.
Right, and I think we saw a notification. Is that no way out?
That is indeed no way out, and Blight will be hooking right up here on the hill. I think that they just camp out this Claude potentially for the 2K, though we do see scratch marks over by the crane, maybe trying to go for the Lori potentially.
Either Lori try to get more hook states, or they might go for the... I would do Adam here if I was playing a little bit adventurously. If you can get the Adam, that's an potential 8 hook states. What is Lori doing over here? She is not in a good spot. Like, no decisive? I don't know. Maybe it was just wait. I don't know. But I would go for the Adam, get my 4th hook state, or my 4th survivor hook to get those extra bonus points, and take the 3 fresh hook states, and take an 8 out. But I guess it all depends. Can they actually? Oh, this is gonna get a little bit of charge. You drop the pallet there. Adam might actually get out of this game without getting hooked. This might be a 3 out.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing Blight can do here is take the hit and then rush, but I'm not sure if he's going to get there in time, and Adam dodges this hit.
He doesn't. Yeah, this is going to be an 8-stage 2K, and he gets all the survivors hooked. Well, no, they're not leaving. Oh, my goodness, they had got that. Oh, my goodness, they had gotten that. Okay. Yeah, 8-stage 2K for this Blight. Honestly, not that bad. 8-stage, you get your extra bonus points there. Actually, who wins here? The nurse got 3. They got 3 survivors. It was a 3K, but it was only 9 hooks. If they didn't get the bonus 3, this was an 8-stage 2K, but they hooked everybody. Who wins here?
We're gonna find out in a moment. The points are currently being calculated as we speak, but definitely gonna be a close one to say the least.
Like, survivors get the extra bonus of like getting someone out here, but they the killer doesn't get the 3-point bonus. This is gonna be a really close one. This might be decided by like 2 points potentially. I'm very curious to know what happened here. Yeah, so they had deliverance decisive, so Lori didn't have decisive up anymore. Ooh. The ace had camaraderie. Okay. So they identified that well. So the ace had the adrenaline play there. Interesting. Oh wait, ace also had the lithe? I didn't read that. Okay, I thought Lori had the lithe. Wow. Okay, I misread a lot of perks. Okay, she might have been hiding that she had sprint burst. She might have been playing like she had life, take the fastball and then run. So I don't know. All right, well played. I really need to know how this game turned out.
Well, it was a close one, resulting in a tie for that trial.
Oh, that was a tie?
Set 1 results in 28 points to Mirage and 33 points to Purge.
All right, so Purge does come away. So the nurse game was superior point-wise. Wow. That was so close. Yeah, that extra denial of the survivor points, not allowing them that second escape really cost them. So, all right, good stuff. So set 1 going to Purge. Well played. That was good. That was some really good play on both sides. they did a good job against the Blight. Blight also had some like really good plays at the same time. I think they struggled finding that first chase. Like, yeah, it was like almost a minute and a half before they found their first survivor and actually got into a legitimate chase. Like, it took them forever. They waited out Corrupt super hard, but like as you pointed out, they were looking in their Corrupt zone, and when they actually came out of their Corrupt zone, there's like 2 gens that were like over 50%. So I don't know. That might have been an early indicator of a little bit of it slipping away from them, but still did a good job. Because there was Deadlock, Pop, Corrupt, and No Way Out.
Yep.
I mean, they got good pop value. There's a lot of good pops they had, but the when they popped 2 gens and the 2 progressed gens were different and it was deadlocked and they were both around 50%, that was telling. The survivors were on gens constantly. I imagine the comms were on point that match for them.
Yeah, they were doing a fantastic job managing their gen progress and understanding what was going to be hit with deadlock and when. Only tripping up at one point where 2 gens were locked down at the same time. But other than that, you know, it almost was detrimental to the Blight at times as they were not able to get the pop off on the right gens.
Yeah, they weren't able to get pop down for a while. Now, they did end up getting pop on that gen that was like almost like 90 or 80%, which was good for them, but they almost didn't. That was the crazy thing, is they almost didn't get it because they were trying to like I think the survivors are trying to bait the chase because they knew that he had pop and they were like, we really don't want him to pop this gen on us, and he got it anyway. But really good back and forth. I'm not really sure. I don't know if I would have I think it was just the early, like, the denial of any real corrupt value, I think, is what got these survivors like way ahead. If you don't get value out of your corrupt, it's just a wasted perk. Like, I know that's like the most obvious statement, but it really, really holds true.
Oh no, 110%.
If you don't play into it, why bring it? Like, it just doesn't do anything. It just stalls 2 minutes and you don't get anything out of it. In fact, it's even worse for you because the survivors get to spread out for 2 minutes. So, I don't know. Actually, with the meta forcing to bring Shroud, I'm surprised we haven't seen more, I guess, experimentation with using less corrupt. We've only seen, there's only one match I've seen, I think, so far in COTF where they did not use corrupt.
Yeah.
And I think they got 3 out.
Yes, you would be correct.
So, it still heavily favors the corrupt side, but because they spawn together, I guess the problem is that I don't know what perk you would take in place of corrupt to try and make that better for you. Like, I don't think Lethal Pursuer is the way to go, obviously.
I also think we have Lethal Pursuer banned because we bring the Shroud, actually.
I still don't think I'd bring Lethal Pursuer, even then.
Yeah, that's fair.
Would it even be good? Like, you're putting it in over another perk. Do you put it over Corrupt?
Like, if I bring Lethal, I don't bring Corrupt, but I don't think I'd bring Lethal over Corrupt.
Yeah, I would be curious to see how this meta played out with Lethal, like, legal. I guess it really depends. I guess if you put Lethal on, like, a nurse, and you see where they spawn, and you just go to Slap City, I guess I could see why, but otherwise, like, honestly, with everybody spawning together, I even think the killer that we didn't see corrupt on was Doctor, wasn't it? I
believe you are correct.
Like, it makes the most sense. I think that is where the most experimentations we've had, because you don't need lethal. Corrupt, like, if you're gonna play without corrupt and you like want to get pseudo lethal, Doctor knows where everybody is when they spawn. Essentially, I think that is the place to experiment. The problem is like, lethal does more than just prevent survivors from jumping on like the first gens they get to. It forces a certain area just to be a dead zone for a period of time, and I think that's the secondary power of it, and you can't replicate that secondary power with any of the perks. So
also,
want to point in the near future.
Indeed. I do want to point out, by the way, match a lot closer than we first thought it was, because we were, I was looking at the scorecard, I was like, something doesn't seem right. Hold on, let me look back at the VOD. Mirage, and yeah, so Mirage, it was not a tie match. Looks like Mirage did win that trial with 18 points to Purge's 14.
But it's still a 1-point decision.
Still a 1-point decision with Purge with a 1-point win for that set. But yeah, I was looking at them like, I feel like Claudette got hooked, and I was going back into the VOD, and looks like one of the refs was also like, wait a second, I'm scratching my brain here.
Yeah.
Something got missed here, and so he went back and then corrected. So still, a 1 point difference between the two teams, 18-13 with Purge getting 18-13 in trial number 1, 18-14 in trial number 2.
Yeah.
The reason there is the difference is because one person got an additional escape point.
Yeah. It's crazy that that additional escape point just barely tweaked out because, again, that was an 8-hook 2K, but they hooked everybody. Nurse didn't hook everybody. Nurse only hooked 3 people, but it was 9 hook states in a 3K.
Correct.
That is so dang close, though. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, how is it just, it's like a 5-point game. I feel like it should have been a lot closer. Yeah, it was like a 1-point difference. That was way, way closer. Oh, man. So that actually... Oh man, this is gonna make this next these next two sets, or I'm sorry, these next two trials are gonna be really spicy then, because match point is essentially up in the air. You can almost count this as a tie.
Oh yeah, pretty much. But
match point and set point are up in the air. We'll have to see how this goes, because again, they're bringing both Blight and Nurse again.
Though once again, I feel like Blight's definitely going to be a bit weaker here on the Gas 7, but we'll have to wait and see. Who knows? They might just be the most cracked Blight possible, and we'll throw down.
Indeed, I'm happier that there's a 1-point difference. I almost felt like robbed. I was like, 5 points? Yeah, that 1-point difference makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because they hooked all 4 survivors, so they definitely got those bonus points. Yeah, just that just eking it out with that extra escape point. So, all right. This makes this next 2 trials that much more interesting, because now it's match point. Like, match point is much more on the line now, because otherwise, overcoming a 5-point difference, not entirely out of the ballpark, but if you're both bringing S tiers, you expect the game to be kind of close. So eking out a 5-point lead just to try and tie it is rough, but now it's a 1-point lead, so it really is anybody's game.
Indeed.
This is Nurse right here, right?
Yes, this is going to be Nurse, and we are seeing Aranus playing as the Nurse for Mirage.
All right. I don't think I've seen them play Nurse, or actually, have I seen them play at all yet?
I don't think we have, at least not within Champions of the Fog.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying, it doesn't sound like I've heard them kill. I don't know. Maybe we had. I'm glad I'm not the only one here. So a little bit of a fresh Nurse play. It's really cool to see all these different people come out and play Nurse and how they play them so differently. Because like the previous Nurse game was like, it felt pretty insane. The survivors just did a really good job counterplaying them the entire time, because the Nurse had some very quick chases. Those were like just like slapping them down with impunity, it felt like. And despite that, the survivors were still able to like get the gens done, get someone out. It was a really good play. So see how they handle this one. Again, you're able to blink through the car wall. Nurse feels pretty dang good. Now, granted, it's a pretty long map. It's not, I don't think it's like it's big necessarily, but it's pretty long, and so it feels kind of needlessly big. Actually, it might just come down to the gen spawn, because you get some really gnarly gen spawns on that on either end of that map, due to the way that the randomizer puts it out. You always have a gen, I believe, at the shop, right? At the actual gas station.
Yes, that is a static spawn.
Yeah, so you have the static spawn of the gen there. But then you can get these really wonky 3 gens where like the I guess you call them like little the peninsulas, if you will, of the map on either side, where you can get these like really tight knit 3 gens. And occasionally on the one that's I guess if we're looking at let's clock this out. If we're calling the gas station 9, we're calling Shack 3 at the 6 o'clock position, there could be almost, sometimes there's just no pallets down there. There's just nothing. It's trees. You'll always have that tile at one end. You'll always have the tile at the other end. But there's a specific dead zone out there that's really gross.
Oh yeah, no. Gas Heaven sometimes just gives you all the pallets in the world, and sometimes none at all. One thing I will say though, one of the most consistent spawn logics out of all the maps. So if you know how the spawn logic works on this map, you can predict where survivors are without any problem through and through.
Very true, and survivors will have to do a pretty dang good job of sneaking out. However, you do have some very good geometry. That car wall is insidious with how good it is for hiding in. There's like so many little nooks and crannies you can jump into, and then you can like, depending on where you spawn, you could like, if you crawl again using the clock spawn here, if you spawn at 12, you can just like work your way down that all the way to Shack if you need to. The other one, not so much. There's not a lot that you can work your way from. Like to Shack, you have to jump over, but ooh, they spawn in the middle here? They spawned a little bit in the middle, didn't they?
They spawn a little bit more towards the left of Shack here, which will suggest that these survivors will spawn behind the car pile there to the right. But we do see gas station over there, so it looks like they transferred over pretty quick, and Nurse taking note of that, trying to find where these survivors went, but unable to get a good read.
That, like, we both, we both saw that crow. The Nurse saw that crow because she wouldn't have come over otherwise, and she is rewarded and finds an Adam. Is that an overcome? He got some serious.
Either overcome or a sprint burst, but does get the down nonetheless, as Adam does find himself caught in a Z wall. You know, the strongest tile of the game, after all.
I mean, I've seen some people juice the Z wall. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, no juicing the Z wall today. That was a very quick down for this Nurse. That was well within a minute. So strong start. Nurse doing some work. That was just a really quick follow-up. Even if they had sprint burst or overcome, it didn't matter. They just got down so quickly. So they already found someone else too? You're kidding. That's quick. Oh, they're popping. Oh, this pop goes into the net. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Okay. But I say, why are you kicking that? Oh, pop. Right. I keep forgetting. Oh, no. Oh, paid. Well, they blinked right back out too. Okay. Was that intentional? Did they blink into base and make them think that they made a mistake? Was that an intentional base blink? Ooh. Somebody's over here, though. They find a gen being worked on. They don't see the survivor working on it, though, so they might have peeled off already, gotten tipped off. Those two gens are actually pretty close together. I'm kind of surprised. Oh, they find the, that is Michaela? Yeah, it is Michaela. I'm seeing Michaela finally in these games. Also, there's a bit of a 3-gen back there in the middle. You've got one, like, behind Shack. You've got one in the truck, the dump truck. And then you've got one kind of like between the two. Oh, is that? Oh, I thought that was a really sick prediction potentially. Ooh, they do finish one. I think that. Oh, that's one of the corner gens. Wow. Did this Nurse just balls? Did I just see a Nurse ball?
Maybe, maybe not. You know, who can say? Who can say?
Oh my goodness, Adam's doing a pretty good job here. Yeah, there is something of a latent regen in the middle there. I don't know if they notice it or if they're even gonna care or not. Also, we're out of Corrupt. That's deadlock, right? We can assume?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, once Corrupt is out and you see that blocked off gen, nothing else is. 100% deadlock, though maybe in the future we might see some dead man switch.
That blink was so on point. Sorry, I was like, let's say dead man switch, huh? And I was like, slap with the blink. Oh, that was violent. Good blink on the Nurse's part. Yeah, see that right in that center there? It feels like there's a latent regen that's kind of over here. But I don't think the Nurse really cares. Is that a 3-gen? Yeah, that's 3-gen. Oh,
yeah, it looks like they are going to go for the Michaela there. They did force out that middle gen and will get the hit. Beautiful hit, too.
Yeah, I'm noticing some of these look like they're flicking a bit, so this is definitely someone that is not a stranger to Nurse. Doing a fantastic job. Oh, my word. Yeah, they are doing some very quick chases here. Like I think the Adam getting a couple of mind games might have just been a misnomer because these chases are not lasting long. And they've got 2 survivors. You camped us, right? Oh wait, there's scratch marks over here. Oh no, if this Adam doesn't have decisive, he's gonna eat the borrow time and he's just gonna eat him anyway. Look at that, yeah, doesn't care about the borrow time.
But you hear that flashlight, they're trying to stop the Nurse from blinking, and it does succeed. So Adam able to get away, and we do hear another gen pop off too.
Oh, okay. I would take the fact that they are really trying to make sure he doesn't go after the Adam, taking it as a sign that this Adam does not have decisive strike, but I don't know if it matters. Like, they've done really good chases, but these survivors have just absolutely spread out and obliterated these gens. I'm surprised they've gotten so many done so quickly. Ooh, good mind giving Lori there. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this at all from them. Nurse had such a good start. Like, again, they had a down, they had a hook, they were still in their corrupt, we have 5 gens up. We're at 3 hook states? And they've got 4 gens done. These survivors are no joke. This is I didn't expect the game to slip this fast away from the nurse, but like Adam's nowhere to be seen. They're healed up. Michaela's gone. That was a live right there if I've ever seen one. And nurse, like it's a I don't know. I wouldn't know if I call this raging or not. Oh, but they do find the Lori. They what can they do to like get out of this? I think they just need to find the Adam. I think they need to be lucky. Good prediction there. Got the Lori down, but this is gonna be first hook for Lori, right?
This will indeed be first hook for Lori, so I don't know. I think the best case scenario here might be a 2K if they're able to find the Adam, but if not, the nurse is still gonna be in a world of hurt here, as they haven't really been able to apply a lot of gen pressure, like a lot of good quick chases, but the survivors just have not cared through and through.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, I think the chase has been. Oh my goodness, dead. Deliverance on the Lori. Oh my word! Everything this nurse is trying to do to get pressure is just being negated. They need to find out. I wonder if Adam actually is this Adam? That would be the safest thing to put Adam on. You could get out and get away. I don't think they saw him to the right there. We saw him run off screen.
Yeah, I saw something kind of pass on by, and sure enough, that is Adam, but looks like Nurse will not be able to go for that chase and will instead go to pressure this gen.
Yep, and Lori is nowhere to be seen. Yeah, I think that's correct, but Adam, that is one of the safest gens. Also notice, they left one of the safest gens for last. That's, I mean, to be fair, it is Nurse. It's not as safe with Nurse, but it's still pretty dang safe. You've got a lot of avenues of line of sight to block. Someone did come back here, but they just, you can't see in there. Yeah, oh, that's Claudette. I thought that was Adam. Did Adam run elsewhere?
I'm thinking that Adam probably was there at some point in time, as we did see him pass by earlier, but Claudette may be taken over since they were worried for the Adam dying. But this will be a down on the Claudette, and I believe the first hook for her as well.
I am really concerned with this Nurse. Like, we've seen 3 perks so far. I've seen Deadlock, Corruption, Pop. If there's not a Noah to try and bring something out of this, I don't know what they're going to be able to do here. Like, again, like you said, the chases have been so good. They've been so on point with their blinks and everything. Just like, there's like 1 or 2 where they missed, but that shouldn't be in much. And these gens just flew off the shelf. These survivors came in and cleaned house on these generators.
Yeah, overall, fantastic job by these survivors, just pressuring the gens through and through. The Nurse desperately needs to find Adam to get a kill, and we see Lori here still injured and blinding the Nurse, unable to get that blink, and just extend his chase bit by bit, but will get downed.
They do get the down, and notice there's no Noed. Like, what? It has to be no way out. But we haven't seen any other perk. I haven't seen anything what it could be. It has to be no. Is that? What was that? Okay, that was no way out. Okay, so they do have no way out. They've hooked everybody, so that should be a full 60 seconds. They've got 6 hook states, but they need to get a kill here. If you get 8 hook states, but they format escape, you're not winning.
At the same time, you ain't losing either. I do suppose it would end up at a max of 14 points for the survivors on, max hooks, 4-man out. But even still, I think they need to find the Adam and just reduce the points as much as possible. And I will note there, Nurse did not take that stun as they were in the middle of their fatigue, and Claude will dead hard away.
Dead hard. Oh man. Yeah, they didn't dead hard last time. I was like, oh, they're going down. I was like, oh, well played, pocket dead hard. I mean, I guess it makes sense. We've read almost every other exhaustion perk. Oh, I've done that before where I read it the second blink down, expecting to be right in front of me. Oh, that's brutal. They should get this Claudette down anyway, though. They've had really good position so far. Ooh, just a little bit off. And No Way Out has expired, so these survivors can work on these exit gates now. Oh, man, I think this might end up being like a 7 hook stake 1. Ooh.
This might not even be a 1K. This Claudette doing a fantastic job, and though body blocking the Nurse is a difficult task, you can body block hitbox nonetheless, and Lori harassing the Nurse with that flashlight.
But you can light burn them, and that's what we're seeing. They're burning them. Oh my goodness, if they actually get the 4-man escape because of light burn, I'm gonna be so impressed. Oh no! How did that miss?
I think she clipped into the pallet there, and Lori once again going to be able to get a chance to harass the Nurse as the Claudette trying to desperately get away Try to mind game this, I think, and get around the truck, but just taking too long. That is 1, 2. And wait, where'd they go?
I'm about to say, I don't see where they went.
Could they be going for the hatch, maybe?
Yeah, they could be going for hatch. There's so many. Wait, hold on. I think I just saw them back there. Yeah, they're going for hatch. They had to be going for. Nope, there she is. Ooh. Oh my goodness, they almost got that. That is. Oh goodness. That is some really top level counterplay for against the nurse. Because like the nurse had so many good chases. The nurse was very quick, very consistent, and I don't even know what you could have done. Like. I don't know. Maybe they should have tried to play the gens a bit more. I don't know. The chases were so quick and good for this nurse. I don't know what they could have. I guess we saw that latent regen in the middle. Maybe they should have played that more. Like I don't know. That's so tough. That's so tough.
Definitely a rough position to be in, but I have to admit, definitely some good cooperation there by the Survivor team, especially that Lori with that flashlight consistently harassing that nurse, extending those chases.
That was gross. The fact that they almost got that Claudette out because of the light burn on the nurse was disgusting and very well played. I mean, I'm not saying that to be like, oh man, like nurse is so bad. Like nurse was doing phenomenal, but the survivors were just on point. They had that counterplay down to a science, it felt like. I don't know. I'm struggling to analyze and break down what the nurse could have done better. I think the survivors just played absolutely out of their mind.
Yeah, overall, just amazing job and just some good gen pressure, to say the least. But with that being said, we now have Purge with the Blight on Gas 7, and we are looking at only a 4-point difference. Mirage up with 52-46, so it is really anyone's game right now.
Right, and so for that one game, what is the score here for this first game?
So the score for that first trial was 19-14, 19 Mirage, 14 for Purge.
Wait. Is that right?
That is correct because it
was a 3-man out.
The Claudette got 3 hooked there at the end. It was all 3 stages, and everyone else was hooked. 2 on death hook and 1 who was only hooked once.
I thought the extra escapes would have added up more. That's just surprising.
No, because the 2 escapes from the survivors who were hooked twice is only 1 point each, because you get less points for the escape at that point, and then you got 2 points for the other survivors' escape. So only was a total of 4 additional points. They really needed that Claudette out for the full 3.
Okay. Yeah, I was just like I'm not saying the nurse did poorly. I was just surprised. Okay. So, Blight's gonna have a little bit of a struggle bus here. That's a 5-point difference they gotta come up with. Not saying it's out of their own possibility. Like, you definitely have plenty of points on the table, but yeah, getting a 5-point difference to get the set is going to be a bit of a struggle. Especially again, it's Blight on auto heaven, or I'm sorry, on gas heaven. So. I'm curious who they're going to be playing with Blight here. Do we know who's going to be playing the Blight yet?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be K9 on the Blight. Once again, we did see them earlier on the Nurse, so we'll have to wait and see if they are as good with the Blight as they are the Nurse.
They're going to be a connoisseur of the S tiers, I guess.
Someone needs to take up that mantle, right? Make sure that when an S tier's in play, you are the go-to.
I guess I'm just surprised because, like, I figure you would have pockets for this kind of thing because Blight's a different skill set, Nurse is a different skill set. I don't know. I like your general M1 killers can kind of be the jack of all, and then with a couple specialty like Pyramid Head and Billy. But yeah, I figure like Blight and Nurse are like 2 different distinct categories, so being able to play both very effectively will be interesting.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I know for myself, I definitely lean in towards, like, prediction-focused killers. Like, I definitely focus in on, like, Pyramid Head, Artist, and, killers like that really focus in on being able to predict the survivor's movements and getting value out of that Deathslinger. So I feel like maybe people do focus in on certain areas of killer in that way, and maybe it just comes down to that high skill ceiling that draws people to the Nurse and to Blight.
That's fair. And I mean, if you're good with either of them, they're both pub stompers.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hands down. Like absolute monsters in pubs. So I can understand it. There's plenty of and that's also something nice too, is that pubs is a great place to just practice your chases, I guess, would be the way to put it. You just get a catch, like, all right, we'll go for this hit. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, we'll try it again next time. Just there's no pressure, because in the end you're probably just gonna you're gonna wipe the floor probably. So, all right, we'll see how they play. Again, like they did a really good nurse game. We'll see how they play Blight. Again on this map, I'm really surprised they took it to this map. There must be something. Maybe. I guess the issue is they didn't want to take Spirit here, but like, wouldn't you just rather take Nurse? I don't know. I'm really curious for the reasoning for taking Blight on this map.
It could also have been that maybe they didn't realize that, Blight was... I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like, how the ban process works specifically,
Yeah.
and in this moment, since they would have killed first, they would have had first pick, and then their last pick after knowing. So they picked Spirit first, then Blight was picked. And maybe at that point, maybe that's why. Because maybe they didn't think that Blight was going to be picked, and going, well, I guess if Blight was picked for the first set of maps, we might as well pick Blight on the second set.
Yeah, I guess okay. I guess if you have to pick between Blight or a non-S tier killer, I guess you take Blight despite the issues that you're gonna have on this map, right?
Yeah.
It'll probably perform better than Doctor would or whatnot. So that might be the reason. I don't know. I guess they'll have to show us why they took Blight.
Only time will tell. But everyone is in lobby as we speak, and we are getting the builds loaded on up. So it'll just be a moment before we see what this Blight can do.
So I'm curious from the Survivor perspective, you're taking Blight on Gas Heaven. Is there anything you can play, whatever you want to say, to mess with the Blight extra because of the collision issues? Is there anything you can bring to cause them more grief, to accentuate the map's difficulty?
I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I don't think there really is much. I think it's just playing smart and knowing like when you can mess with Blight's collision, because one thing that a lot of survivors tend to forget about is sometimes the best thing to do, especially at Shack, for example, don't always go into Shack. If Blight's going to follow you, just sit there in the door and let Blight slip right on off you and go off into the distance.
Ooh, actually, okay. I bet there might be someone with Spine Chill Resilience.
Okay.
And just because for that specific situation of going to Shack or whatever, getting that fast vaults through it could mean the difference between taking a hit and not. If you're already injured and they're doing some slidey stuff, or they're doing something weird, and you're not, especially because Blight slides along that wall really easily on a lot of spots where you can vault, and you just get the hit through the window anyway. I think it would be I think we see Spine Chill Resilience. That might be a tech you take here against the Blight. I don't know if it would accentuate his weaknesses on this map, but it would definitely be something that would punish him a bit more. It's like, oh, they're going to Shack. Good. I can play this time. They're like, no, you can't. I got the fast vault. He's like, oh, you do have the fast vault. Dang. I don't know. I can't really think of anything else because, like, Lucky Break and Iron Will, I don't think do nearly as much on this map. Good luck blocking line of sight. If you're not in those, if you're not in the, like, car walls, I don't think you're going to be getting much distance, so...
Yeah, that is a good point. So it really does come up to, figuring that out. And, what builds you want to bring against Blight specifically. But I don't know. I can't think of anything that I specifically want to bring against a Blight. And it really comes down to what what counterplay otherwise are you going to do against their perk build. Are they going to bring Deadlock? Are they going to bring Scourge Hook? Are they going to bring Pop? So I think that'll be the more interesting thing and probably the more interactive way that these survivors can play around the Blight.
Well, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it too, in addition to that, Blight does have a ton of mobility too. And this is a map where mobility is really good because it's so long. That might be another thing they might try and I don't know if you bring up builds specifically for it. Obviously you play to the split gen all the time anyway, so splitting the gens on this map should be somewhat easier. I want. There's no because we don't have proof thyself. You have resilience and you have a toolbox, but there's nothing that like makes it like. I guess it's just a strategy going. It's like, hey, prepare to double up on gens because we need to make sure that if because like if he gets a hook, he comes right back to us. He's gonna probably have pop. You expect the pop play, so you might try and double up on a gen. Repressed alliance. I bet there's gonna be a repressed alliance.
Yeah, repressed would make sense. Repressed could make sense.
I see the Dead by Daylight screen, guys, and as soon as I said repressed alliance, and all of a sudden Pyramid Head looks back at me. Sorry, you had to be there. Yeah.
Quick aside, I was actually thinking about this as, you know, I see you guys, you know, gambling with your channel points, trying to figure out, like, what can you guys use those for? I was thinking, you know, while we're sitting here in the lobby, you guys get to hear the musical ensemble of whatever killer I have currently selected. Maybe make it so that they can choose what the killer music will be.
The killer key music? Yeah, the menu music? Okay. As long as it's not Hillbilly, I'm okay with it.
What do you mean as long as it's not Hillbilly, Rue?
What?
What do you mean?
Well, it's been fun, guys. I've had a blast. Thanks for having me, Gilt. I will see you never.
Yeah, to be fair,
I just can't stand his menu music. It sounds like I would rather be hit over the head with a drum set than listen to this. It's so ear grating. It's like, oh.
You are not wrong. I would tend to agree.
Oh, it's so bad. Demo, good. Trickster, good. Nemesis, oh yeah, hit me with it. Pyramid Head, great. Blight, fantastic. Billy, drown me in a river. No.
You'd rather be hit over the head by his sledgehammer?
I would rather, yes. Chainsaw me in the back. Hook me. I don't care. End my misery. End my suffering. Oh, my word. Yeah, I cannot stand Billy's music. Every other killer, I'm fine. 100% fine. I literally can't stand Billy. Which, again, goes into the whole thing of just, like, everything about Billy just grates on me now. Like, I don't like the limp that he has when he's moving. It's very, like, nauseating to watch him, the POV go up and down as he's limping. I appreciate the flavor of it. I don't want it. Same thing, like, I appreciate the flavor of Plague having whispers. They don't need to be that loud. They're whispers for a reason.
Well, no, because behavior there's no way in hell me and many others fully believe that every update behavior increases the whispers that Plague makes by like a decibel every time, maybe a point.
I believe it.
But like enough to where like all of a sudden you just get a new update and like, why is she louder? Can we not do this every time?
I feel that actually. That's a huge mood. Oh my god. Supposedly, I heard someone say the other day that they're supposed to be reducing the sound of the whisper soon. Please.
By that, do you mean RIP headphone users? Behavior will increase it by 100-fold.
No, I don't want it. Ugh. I don't know. There's some audio things in this game that are frustrating. Like, I understand the whole chase music. Like, they even said, like, when they implement chase music, it's there to give survivors a like some kind of cover for them to run away and hide. Like, the chase music is there to deafen them to a degree.
Yeah.
And also add an ambiance for like, oh, it's, you know, this is the chase, you know, getting hyped up, whatever. But I don't like that.
Fair.
I don't know. I'm very sensitive when it comes to my ears and the audio that I'm hearing. I don't want to hear just a conglomeration of noises. It's really frustrating.
That's fair.
Sympathize
That's fair.
with anyone that uses an equalizer. I sympathize super hard. I refuse to because ultimately, like, I feel like it goes against the intention of the game's design and the way that devs have it programmed to use equalizers. So I don't personally use it, but I sympathize why people do.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And remember, I always say this, the devs intended this game to be a game of hide and go seek, but it is most certainly not that, but a game of tag instead.
And it's a game of W.
I mean, that's what you do in real life in tag, right? You just hold W and shift.
Yeah, but
isn't that what you do?
Windows and click a flashlight at somebody like a weirdo. Like,
oh, see, you're playing the wrong game of tag then, Rue.
There you go. The next time I play tag with anyone, I'm gonna be like 10 years down the road. I'm gonna have like 2 kids who are playing tag, and all of a sudden it's like, all right, tag yours. Like, I'm running away, and all of a sudden I just bring out a flashlight. They're like, what are you doing, you weirdo? It's like, I wouldn't get it. You're too young.
Exactly.
This is the commentary that you pay for, right? Show me the blight guilt. Show me the blight.
That is the Bleat boy, and he headed over to the shack where we do find an ace and does get hit.
We're coming in here hot. Okay, action starts. We're not even like 15 seconds of this game. This guy already found a survivor in his injury. Oh my word. Oh, a little bit of a 360. Thank you for that. That was very beautiful, Blight.
You know, they just want to show off their dancing skills was all.
Alright, dancing queen, sliding queen, I don't know. Oh, and there you go. You loved it. I'm sorry, Blight. You brought this part. You chose Blight. I can only have so much sympathy here. You knew what you were getting into. And it might not matter. Ace goes down anyway. Same kind of instance we had before with the nurse game. Both of them have a hook coming before the first minute is up on that front. So good job. Good start for them, but we'll have to see how they follow it up here, because the nurse definitely has some things put away. What's the gen look like here? Oh, this. I think they have a more. Ooh, that techno!
Okay.
Yeah, look at that corrupt zone. It's so tight back there.
Yeah, the corrupt zone is fantastic. Over with the ace as well. Honestly, found the Blight. I could see myself wanting to camp that out instead of leaving it, but we will see that unhook. And Blight will try and go for the ace once again. As you see him right here, and there's the pallet.
Good pallets done there, and yeah, wisely not gonna break it. Does this ace have Iron Will? I didn't hear him.
I did not hear him at all, but to be fair, he has built-in Iron Will, so there's that possibility as well.
Yeah, you mean the... Yeah. No, for real. That dude is so silent. No decisive strike either. You know, I respect not camping it out. You've got pop goes weasel, as we saw, and every pop you get here is just that much more. Ooh, what gen did they finish?
Looks like that there is the garage.
Okay, they had 3 different gens being worked on there. Okay. Nia got reset. However, if there's no like camaraderie on this ace, Guilt, he's got a 3-gen. He's got a survivor parked in that 3-gen, and the survivors only have 1 gen done.
You sit here for as long as you want. Deadlock out there in the background slowing down the game as well, and only about 15-30 seconds left before this ace is dead, and a grab on the Kate.
Oh no, this might just be lights out. Oh my word, the pressure. He didn't even need the yoink. He's already got so much pressure, but this is cataclysmic right here. This is awful. Okay, Blight, I appreciate the nodders, but daggum, I'm already getting sick. You're already running around. You're slapping survivors. Oh my word. This. I don't want to call it early, but again, he still has his 3-gen. He's about to get a fresh hook on a survivor. Where are the other survivors? Like, how do you get gens done? Honestly, anything past the 3rd gen that gets done here, I think is a miracle for these guys. Oh my word, I can't believe he got grabbed.
It is going to be a difficult situation to say the least for these survivors to recover from.
Oh my word. What a goat. I can't believe, like, all right, deliverance. Fair. That's the first step. Now it's 1 through 20. Decisive. All right, you got 2 through 20. Now let's see the other steps. They got a gen done. That's 3 through 20. Now 4 through 20. Survivors they have some stuff, but they got so much they have to crawl out of here. Ooh, they actually disappeared. I hear her. Oh, she went inside. Okay. All right, the decisive deliverance is going to give them a little bit, but she's going back on the hook, right? Like, there's no way she gets out of this.
Oh, absolutely not.
Another, okay, all right, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna predict anything anymore. That's 2 gens done on this chase so far, and the Kate still is not on that 2nd hook. All right, Kate, let's see the chase of your life. Let's go.
I mean, she just needs to keep them busy for the 2 generators. Deadlock definitely gonna make that difficult, but so far doing a fantastic job. And they do have that garage door open, not falling for that mind game, and like trying to make it work, but just having a little bit of a back and forth here.
Hey, it's just working your way up to that that 2nd swing there, but I don't know where these survivors are, but if they're on a gen together, we're gonna see another one pop here in just a second. If they're split up. I don't know. I think he still has this 3-gen back here, though, if I'm correct. Does he still have it? Yeah, he still has his 3-gen.
Yeah, and there's the deadlock to prove it.
Yeah, there's the exactly. Yeah. However, this gen is progressed quite a bit. All right. The survivors have definitely pulled a series of miracles out here. That honestly, getting 3 gens after that first insane death, like the deliverance play was good. That was really well read. The decisive was good. They pulled out a lot of stuff, but I mean, he still has pop up. He still gets a pop here. They've got to reset that survivor safely. Okay, wait for the pop. That was a good call on their part. But how did they get the survivor out without getting them tunneled? They already used decisive. Like, this is an easy tunnel, right?
Oh yeah, 110% that we do see a survivor here at that door, and we see both here. I imagine we're going to see a body block and probably the last survivor injured on that progress gen.
Right, and you know that Lori is right back there on that gen right now. I don't... All right, I guess it's just how good... Like, is this the dead zone for the Kate? This is the dead zone. Yeah, this is... Ooh! Precious second spot with that wiggle there from the Kate. I don't think that was a dead hard, was it? No, did she has live?
No,
okay,
just, you know, strongest tile in the game, the Z-Wall, trying to get some value, and they do get it from the whiff.
What? We're seeing Bloodlust? Oh my word. This Kate's doing work here. That is more than enough time for that gen to be done, I think. If they get a 2-man out, they did the last gen. Holy cow. And we see the No Way Out pop immediately. They were ready to work on that jet, or that exit gate. So, ooh, good wiggle from the Nia there. A little clicky click. How did the game fall away this quickly from Blight? Blight had an exorbitant amount of pressure here. Ooh, another whiff there. What happened? How did it get to this point?
I think that chase in the garage is kind of what brought it back. They were just able to extend that chase for as long as they had, and we're seeing these survivors just did not give up on the gens at any point in time, even for going to heal on the Lori, as she is still injured through and through. Right, Lori sat on that gen. She might have just been a choice because they didn't have the medkit heal or resilience. I don't know. Oh, shutting off. That's going to take a couple seconds to recharge that rush there. However, I still think they go down, don't they? Yeah, they do go down. And this Lori, if she is not done with that, I'm surprised they didn't try and rush down the Lori at the last second. Okay, they're just going to take the 1-man out? Yeah, they are. This is going to be a 9-hook state 3K, but they only hooked 3 survivors, right? Lori never got hooked. That is correct. So that'll be a free escape there by the Lori, and then the 3 hook states there on the Nia. I think, unfortunately, though, that will result... Hold on one second. Really close game again. That's going to be a really close set again, isn't it? It's actually a tie set here, and no it's hard to believe, but because of that... The match is going to be decided by 1 point! 1 point. Ah! What a match! Oh my word, that's insane! Yeah. I can't, oh my goodness, it came down to, I can't believe that last set tied. That's incredible. Oh my word. So yeah, literally the match is decided by 1 point. So does that mean Purge gets the set and the match, or is it just the match? Yeah, so the set will go to the match winner, and so with that being said, Purge will get the set, they will get the match, and they also walked away by 1 point on set number 1 as well. That is insane. I think that might be the closest game we've had besides the straight up tie that we had, which was literally just like both sides had the exact same result on on all their sets. Like, what was it, like a 4K at, what was it, 4K at 3 gens and then a 4K at 4 gens, I think it was, on both sets. I think the killer just came out and slaughtered the survivors on all those sets. Yeah. I think that's what happened. It was just a tie game on both sides. Like, it was a static tie. This was far less static. Like, there was definitely some point differences there. That was really close, but Purge pulled it out by 1 point, so congrats. But just now, that was crazy because now you're like second guessing all the little things. It is like, oh, if I could do this one thing, we got 1 point here. Like, oh, that was such a good match. Oh, that was so good. Well played. Congratulations to Purge. Fantastic job, GG's. Overall, like, it was such a tight match and just came down to that one point gained by Purge in trial number 2. The only difference literally being is that one person was hooked, while in trial number 1, Purge didn't, Purge did not hook a survivor, whereas Mirage did, and it's just wicked close. Yeah, because we see 3 hooks, 3 hooks, 3 hooks, so there's the 3K on trial number 1, with one person escaping with 0 hooks on them, which is pretty much a mirror to what we saw in that last trial as well, is 3K and then one person with 0 hooks.
Yeah, completely, and that was a roller coaster. Again, a lot of very swingy games, because both the Nurse and the Blight had an insane start, and then all the right things fell into place for the survivors to eke out some kind of advantage and pull something out of it, despite it looked like a hopeless situation. So, really strong killer gameplay, but I think the survivors definitely shined a lot today with how just strong and resilient they were to these killers. Because there was a lot of STOs getting thrown around in this match so far, so.
Indeed, indeed.
Good games, good games.
But, with that being said, congratulations to Purge for their match win, and GG well played to Mirage. Hard-fought matches, to say the least. And
fantastic.
We will be back with some more exciting games in just 33 minutes. This time...
What's that? You mean we have 2 more matches today?
We do indeed, we do indeed. And this time, we are going to see Shadow Wolves versus Divine.
All right. It's gonna be our Wretched Shop. I'm here for it. And after that, we got, How Do We Get Here versus Your Own Sample Text.
Indeed, indeed. And like we said earlier, but as a reminder, we're going to be seeing a very special guest next match with Direwolf from Dead by Esports. So definitely make sure to stop on by and say hi, as they will be co-hosting with Rugaard.
This will be a treat. I don't think I've ever actually had the privilege of watching Direwolf or even, like, communicating with them that much. So it'll be kind of cool just, you know, to see what happens, you know, see what instant chemistry happens. It'll be fun. And I would imagine, again, with them being so ingrained, they probably have a much higher knowledge of competitive games. So I might be talking like, what about if this happens? He's like, no, that's not gonna happen. You're stupid. Shut up. It's like, but what if? No, stop. This is what's gonna happen. This is how this is gonna go. They're gonna get this. This is gonna be this result. I'm like, okay.
No, they're a very chill person. You'll enjoy. But with that being said, we will see you later. Before we go, Rue, if anyone wants to say hi to you next time you go live, where would they find you?
They would find me at twitch.tv/littlerugaard, littlerugaard. I stream Trickster most of the time. So if you like Trickster, great. If you like Trickster, maybe let me show you something. He's actually really cool. I promise. He's not boring. I promise he's not boring. Please don't tell me he's boring. My feelings get hurt. And yeah, anyway, that's me. Giltspire, who are you? Do you run this or something? I don't know.
I do indeed. Not only am I the commissioner of Champs of the Fog, but I'm also an educational Dead by Daylight player, here to teach codes how to play killer and survivors how to play against killer. So definitely make sure to stop on by and say hi next time I am live Monday at 7 p.m. CST. But on that note, we will see ya in just a little bit.
All right, 20 minutes. Let's go.